Oh. Hey there, everyone. So we'll be getting into doing some more Avatar work today. Today we're going to be, or for the first part of this stream, this afternoon stream, we're going to be working on um, Torin. We'll either do the robot, or I think we'll do Ava or Alyssa, because we're getting pretty close to finishing her sculpt, and we'll kind of move forward from there because we're super close to done. And then we'll get into getting her set up for baking, specifically her body. Um, and I'm going to move the mouth a little bit down based on my client's feedback. And that is looking so much better than 2 days ago. Or yesterday, the start of yesterday. We should have an outfit ready for the character quite soon as well, so I'm pumped about that. My trusty assistant, yeah, trusty assistants on the case helped me block out the outfit, so should have a good starting point soon for the outfit. Either later today or tomorrow, I should say. Monday. I'll probably stream this weekend though. I really do need to. Okay, so I think that the body's in a good spot right now. What we're gonna do next is match our low poly to the high poly. Turn off the hair, turn off the tail. Hello, Arctic. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome. Sorry, I got it. I gotta do the voice. Required now by law. Interesting. Not everything can be just shrink wrapped back onto the avatar. Um, it'll take some clever planning, some other parts of it. And this is the Retopa backup. Where's my high poly? Or my funny. Okay, well, we'll duplicate this, send it to low poly. Then let's call this body vertex backup. That, hide that. Huh. Hmm. If I take this and we do, well, one more duplicate. We take this one and we do edge unsubdivide. Should take a little bit because it's a big mesh. That does work pretty well. We have to do them in steps of 2. Almost there. That's 32, so we want to go to 6. All right. So the reason I did it this way is because I know that my UV maps are now destroyed, which is unfortunate. But that's okay, because I do have my vertex groups. So those stay when I unsubdivide this way. So I'll have one that's my body unsub vertices, vertices. And then we'll take one more, duplicate it, and we're going to use this one. We will use the multi-res to unsubdivide. Okay. So now this one is, that's a vertex backup, and this one is the UV backup. And then finally, we'll do one more duplicate, and this will be our body low poly. And what we do, for a low poly, we want to apply the multi-res, which means we've lost our vertex groups. No. Sorry, other way around. The way around. We will apply it. Delete it. I want to take the vertex back up. This one, duplicate that one, turn that into a low poly. And on this one, our UVs are messed up quite badly. Damn it. Really? Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. This one should be hid. These two are the actual low poly ones. So the unsub vertices is the one we messed up. That one is the one we want to be low poly. Okay. And then we select the UV backup, and we want to go object, transfer, UV maps. Now on this one, we have somewhat recovered it. Still messed up. Actually, no, this is correct, because we didn't fix the UV maps. This is what it should look like, because we've gone ahead and subdivided and beveled and extruded, so it would look like that. Cool. Awesome. So now we have our model that we can send to the low poly. Hide that one. Okay. So now what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and select our seams, select all by similar. Maybe I have to do this seam, go to vertexes, subtract our selection, and never mind, that didn't work. I suppose I could go here, select island border. Ooh. Ay, ay, ay. It did it per face. That's pretty rough. Okay. Well, let's cut our issue in half. That looks good. Ooh. Interesting. That's okay. As long as I can go back to my UV backup, my multi-res. Oh, that's probably why. I didn't apply my multi-res, which I suppose doesn't matter. But we actually have a better solution, which is we can go ahead and do side of active, faces, convert, delete. Okay. And then I can turn on the low poly, pick this one, select this one, and once again, object, copy, UV maps. Okay, so now this one, I have the UV maps. They're still separated per face, which is a little rough. How do can I merge by distance or something? Snap. Merge by distance. That's too strong. What's the balance here? I mean, how much distance is there? Maybe I have to unpin them to do that? So Alt P, merge by distance. Yes. Maybe. No. And how do I fix that? Beautiful. Okay, so these aren't merging at all. Why? Only some of them are merging. But I can't merge these two? If I unpin them, and try that. They're still separate. Okay, let me think a little bit. We have the UV maps. Let me go the other way then. Let's try transferring by um, take this one and send it to the low poly. Okay. For this one, I'll select here and do object transfer mesh data vertex groups by topology. Okay, so that's how we want to do it. Good. Okay, so we can still recover from it. We just have to take our super subdivided version that we baked, split into two, merge back together. Stupid, annoying, but we did it. I think. Most likely we did it. Let's see. It does have the working groups. Object, link, transfer, mesh data, vertex groups, by topology, create data, by name, all layers. There we go. I think that's what I was missing. Then we can turn this on. They should both move. They're both moving. Okay, good. That was right. I was going the right way. So I want to delete the vertice1. And I would like to create a mirror here. Like so. Okay. Then we'll just take this, weight paint. Seems I've only lost vertices in the center. It's interesting. Just to make sure. I don't see anything stretching. Good. All right. Good. Turn off the rig. Turn on the high poly and let's get our low poly map. So our goal here is to snap our character to the surface. So we want to do this simply and effectively. Not everything can be snapped. We don't have a mouth cavity, so we can't do that for everything. Gotcha. Face project, individual elements. In fact, why don't I just take this whole chunk right here, and perhaps this chunk right here. Let's instead make a deform shrink wrap. Put the shrink wrap up top. We're going to make a group. Well, you guessed it, shrink wrap. Then we're going to use that group here. Shrink wrap. The target is, of course, the high poly body. And we can do something like select the mouth by seam. Invert the selection. And assign. Okay. Now, nothing is too crazy different, but there will, of course, be some tweaking needed. And also just removal of influence on certain things, like the interior of these toes. In fact, why don't I just do that? I don't really see any sort of hair. The foot itself is pretty odd there. Whatever, it'll work. This is messy. One move. Okay. Everything looks pretty decent. I think what I'll do next is simply duplicate the shrink wrap, apply it, and go in with sculpt mode. our favorite wireframe. And this will really help pull apart any sort of difficult topology. That is wild. Why would I ever want that? All right. Much better. I need a bit of extra topology right in here. 3, 4. Gimme. Gimme. Right there. Okay. Manual adjustments required. What the? Once we get a seam line on the inner part of the limbs. Yeah, we like to make sure we can cut the body up evenly. Morbid thing to say outside the context of what we're doing here, but all right, I think we've got it working pretty well. Still need to carve open the mouth now. So already done that. I think we can go ahead and apply our shrink wrap. And we just need to go ahead and clean this up in here. So I'll switch over to sculpt mode. Get this nice and spaced out. You happen to have some sneaky trick to select all the verts close to the middle prior to mirroring, and in one click, set them all x0. I mean, if you have a boundary loop like this, if there's a cut like this, you can always go select boundary loop, just select loop, boundary loop. And that's what I do there. If I had a mirrored mesh, if my mesh was already mirrored, there's an option in here called select side of active, and you would want to switch it to global. It doesn't quite work here. Then, because I have my mirror, let me apply this really quick. So if I selected, and this was if I had a mirrored mesh, I'd do side of active, and then select boundary loop again, because the boundary loop is of your selection. And then you should still have it. Yeah, but boundary loop's the way to go. Putting my mirror back on. But that will select every open loop. So you just want to double check that you don't have any other open loops on your mesh. Usually I try to close. In the past, I'd leave my eye open. So you just want to go through and double check that you'd, selecting anything else that's open. But then how do you make all that boundary loop all together, make them all be in X0? Oh, okay. So your 3D cursor is the important part. So you want to Shift C. So, let me do screencast. So I'm just going to make an object really quick. So if I want to scale it, I can scale it, but I want to make sure my cursor is on my 3D cursor, or my pivot point, and my global axis. So global, 3D cursor, scale on the x-axis. So I hit S, then X, and then 0. S, X, 0. So scale on the X to 0. And, you can put your pivot point wherever you want. You can even have the alignment, the orientation be whatever you want. Like you could put the cursor, custom, you could orient your cursor on a face and then snap it all to that face. But yeah, pretty good stuff. And that would work with the multiple verts of the boundary loop at the middle of the character. It would work with anything you have selected. Any vert you have selected is gonna get smooshed. Get smushed. 4. I'll go the other way. That way it'll close perfectly. No idea how much I had to spend moving every vert manually to be an X0, make characters perfectly symmetrical. Hotkey heaven, that's what Blender is. It's all about the hotkeys. Now, make sure our edge here is better. So I'm going to dissolve the edge because I'm lazy and I don't want to do this manually. And we'll just put another cut in and scale it to locally smush it. Self shift tab on. And we go in with this again. It's evenly spaced. Mushy. The corner of the mouth is always such a tricky spot. I'm going to use edit, relax, smooth that out. Then I'm going to go into sculpt mode, and I'm going to inflate this interior spot. All right. We're going to select the mouth interior. And invert it and hide. This looks mushy. I do not like how this looks right now. I don't like it one bit. All right. What we got now? So excuse me. Woohoo! Goodness. All right. Now what we're going to do is select the whole mouth interior. We're going to duplicate it and separate it. And we're going to use this in our high poly collection in order to actually cut out the mouth shape, because we're missing that right now. So what we'll do is select it and just extrude it out. I'll make it a little bit bigger first. Select it and say Alt S, that. Grab the front again. Extrude it out. Fill it. Or actually, we'll do bridge edge loops. And then turn on this mirror, apply it. We don't have to apply it just yet. We'll take this guy, add a boolean. I believe we just want difference. We'll set it to fast and select this. And so now we don't have anything. It did not work. Let me disable it really quick. Take this guy again. We'll put some cuts here. And then we'll subdivide it or something. And try that again. Still using together. Maybe I have. Oh, come on, Blender. Maybe I have the normals inside out, so we'll shift in. Turn it back on. Okay. Get the single object. We'll turn up that subdivision once. That was probably why. There was a... Well, no, it's still... Fuck you! One more time. So, I'm guessing the density is just a little off. Something. Just doesn't really see it. Maybe we'll switch to exact. And I'm gonna sit down. There we go. And apply. Okie doke. Now we can go through this a little bit and just kind of smooth out the lips. Turn off the face sets. Really? Well, shit, that's probably why it wasn't working at all. I swear, I keep closing this. 0.660. Oh, interesting. What's going on? It's the rig. Interesting. Gotta be careful of that. Something about the rig has been plaguing my edit mode. Hmm. Cool. Alright, so it's loaded now. Did it. Man, the Boolean stuff takes so long. So long. Y'all see the jeez. Do y'all see the this robot thing? Kind of cool. Freaking wild. There's so many humanoid robot companies right now. It's insane. Insane. I would really love to work with one to make one of these avatars in real life. That'd be cool. Oop. Robotics, the next get rich quick scheme. Are we already over AI? I don't think I mean it's not like crypto because it's pretty easy to see if you're like, oh, it should do this. And then does it do that thing? Great model. Hello, Magnus. I was struggling between subdividing for correct shape or not subdivide for easier shaping. Right now, my workflow has kind of gone like back and forth between using remeshing or not remeshing. So I'm just in this like back and forth between what's ideal. The Blender did just crash, annoyingly. Um, and hello, Skyfire. Welcome. And hello, Magnus. Hope you're all having a great Friday. Yesterday was all over crypto. I mean NFTs. I mean metaverses. I think hype always arrives before uh, practical results. Let me make sure to save. Apply. How did the remesh crash though? Shouldn't have crashed. There was something recently, another AI thing. They've got like a model that can simulate Doom, so you can actually sit down and play Doom in the model, in the AI model, which is kind of wild. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right. When I remesh, don't crash. That's the deal. No crashing when remeshing. Oh, in sculpt mode. See that? Still early with flickering in and out models, and it can't handle numbers by itself. Oh, darn. Okay. That was the remesh did work, but the mouth still fused together, so we'll have to pull these apart a little bit. Yeah, I think still got quite a while to go on this kind of stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen a technology in my lifetime improve at such a rate. It's like I don't believe it's like some holy grail, but I do think that it's going to be a lot of interesting things with it. I would just love to do like D&D. That would be super cool. By the way, do you count persons as avatar creator, even if they don't do their own models, but do custom avatars from base or paid one, custom by what they add props or even custom textures? It really depends. I think a lot of people will call themselves avatar creators, and then if they do create avatars from scratch, they call themselves from scratch creators. So I think, like, technically they're still creators if you're still making an avatar. But there's a big market out there for people that just take clothing and outfits that other people have made and like combining them into avatars. Like if you Google VR chat avatars, like a lot of the top selling assets are just clothing items by themselves or avatars where people have taken bits and pieces from all these different characters and brought them into like a new version, recombined, kit bashed, if you're familiar with that term. Which is fascinating. Definitely a I just prefer making avatars from scratch. I think that's my preference. But like, man, I ain't gonna knock it if it's working, you know? Like, man, if you can make a living just doing that, then I go right ahead. But yeah, I would still consider them avatar creators. Um, just on the like technical aspect, because you still need to know so much to get an avatar uploaded. Like, even if you didn't make anything yourself, like if you just take a person off the street and try to get like, say, tell them upload a VR chat avatar, like they can't do that. And a lot of people in VR chat also can't do that. It's not that I'm not knocking them for being unable to do that, just that it's difficult. It's not as easy as going to the store and buying clothing or something and then putting that on. Like, you have to download Unity. You have to be familiar with Unity. Things can break, things can go wrong. Anyway, I could go on, but you get the picture. All right, I think that now that we've got the mouth open, we can finish fitting the low poly on. And I'm just throwing this out there for anyone that is potentially interested. Gumroad offers the ability to do collaborations where you can split profits on assets. So if anyone's ever looking to make an asset, but just need some help doing that, I'd be happy to help and split profits. All right, I think we've got a good start going here. And we'll go ahead and start fixing up the UV maps now. So we'll duplicate. Now let's apply. And then make sure that the middle is at 0. And then one more time, kind of going, actually, one more time going to sculpt mode, wireframe, and we just need to clean up the lips here a little bit. But I should have done that when we had the shrink wrap. Oops. There, now I know it's actually conforming to the high poly. It's not. Oh, shit. Wait. God damn, so much work. Do this 4 times already. Wood. Wood, yeah. All right. Now let's just do a few more cuts there. Yeah, that'll look better. All right. All right, now we can focus on the UV maps. Make a backup copy. And we got, let's see, we got like another hour on this avatar, and then we'll switch over to our transformer model. I get rid of the rig mod because it's so slow. And we'll start with just the chest. L, get island border, invert that selection, add some more stuff to that selection. P and unwrap. Okay. A little bit better. Still a lot of junk. Okay. Move this down. That was this upper shoulder section. Looks quite clean now. Let's focus on the back. Do some pinching right there. This is the same way to do the flatten up X tip you gave to the center of mirror verts. Same way. I mean, when I'm straightening these here, yes. Yeah, so you can align to any axis. And then I'm also using the UV toolkit, the distribute function. I use that quite regularly. I'll probably use it right now. What is happening in that little tip there? Where, right here? I may have missed that. Missed what you're referring to. So when I unwrap this normally, this is what it wants to do. It wants to, this is like its most natural form in this like kind of odd, they call this curves and stuff. This is what it wants to do because it's trying to maximize the area per face to be the correct density. So it's trying to match the density per UV face to the density IRL. But as you constrain things and pin them and kind of like force them to be in a certain spot, the unpinned ones still try to like move back to that original position. Even though it's not necessarily like the most optimal position anymore. It's still trying to curl. You'd imagine it like a rubber band that's kind of trying to stretch back to its original position. Not always super useful. But it does want to kind of go back to that position. And so your goal with UVs is not necessarily to maximize certain things. What you're trying to do is make a good canvas, something that's really easy to paint on. You want things to work with an image. Like even right now, what I'm doing, if I go to the front, you can see it a bit better. Right now, what I'm doing is making sure there's no distension because we're trying to keep these square. Also, the reason you may not even see this on most models, like you may not see it messed up in quite this way, is because I'm starting from a base model. I've made a base model for myself that I move around and alter in order to create what I need. What I need. All right, that looks good. Let's focus on the leg now. I think I already UV mapped this one, so it's pretty much ready to go. If they're all square, the color is easier to control and substance layer faster to apply. Exactly. Like it gives you an understanding of how you can work with the mesh. If I want to paint a gradient from the top to the bottom here, I literally know all I need to do is paint from the top to the bottom on my UV map, which is not possible if you let it go flop around everywhere. It just becomes not unusable, but very difficult to use. All right. Ah, darn. I do have to redo the arm here. In fact, I need to redo it on my initial base model, because I keep my base template character. So what I've done nowadays is instead of slicing it this way, I slice it the other way. It looks something like this. Minus Right. All right. And then we'll get the middle three for each of these. Boom. Bang. I'm tired. It's been a long week, that's for sure. UV wrangling looks like such tedious work, but when you actually know what you to do and how to get it how you want, I find it quite relaxing. It's definitely kind of meditative. When it's doing what you want, or at least when you know what you want. I do. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a coloring book or something, some sort of like hyper focus activity. I do like it. All right. Okay, I need some water. I'll be right back. I'm going to finish up this arm, and then we're going to move on to our transformer. Our boy. Or them. Thembo? Thembo. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Powerful. Elbow's a little pinched. All right. So we got the foot, or the leg, the torso, the arm. All that's left is the head, which is definitely in need of some cuts. Time to slice. And we'll do a cut on this right here. That's the most hidden. Or I could cut it this. A little different, but that way, I want a scene right there. Yeah. Easy peasy. Maybe not. I feel like that should have unfolded pretty easily, but the interior won't allow for getting straightened. Okay. Boom. Doesn't quite line up. Watching UV seams kind of make me think I'm overworking. I'm usually put in another seam in the inner ear. The reason I know how to unwrap this is because I always start with boxes, and boxes unwrap in a very similar way. So this is just a subdivided box with an additional extrusion. But because I know it's a box, I'm very confident in understanding how I'm going to unwrap it, because I'm looking for the corners of the box, which are right here and here. You can kind of see the edges of the box. So yeah, I do think that it's not necessarily that that's like a perfect solution, but that a lot of your kind of thought process can just be, you can just rely on knowing what shape you started with. That makes sense. Like, I think too many UVs might be a detriment. Really depends on what you're trying to do. Yeah, that's pretty variable. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of box modeling. I think that it is the way. It's a little, you need some experience to really understand what that means. But I think in ZBrush you can start with primitive shapes too and retain those UVs. So I believe that I've seen people work in a very similar way with ZBrush, though I'm personally a bit unfamiliar with it. But even the head, right? Like, I know I started with a box, make it. The box basically looks like boom, 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 boom. So that's my box with the mouth. So I know that I can basically just make that UV shape with it. Yeah, I think looking very closely at a lot of the primitive shapes, like when you make a box, when you look at that UV map, or especially when you do a subdivision, like it kind of tells you how it wants to be unwrapped. I don't know how to put that. That's a little vague. Tells you, it doesn't tell you anything, but you can get a good idea of how it would be best unwrapped, because it's similar, because like a subdivided box looks like that. So start with transformer every time. Yeah. I would just think like even when you start with a subdivided model, like if you're going to do a subdivision workflow, just always work from this if you can imagine any character you can imagine, if you can turn them into a box in your mind, or you can think about how a box, like a really square rectangular shape, would go over it, then you're pretty much already there. Like that's what you want to think, how you want to think about it. No. Mind you, UVs are still weird, and a lot of times I still have to make kind of strange decisions. But overall, that's kind of my guiding principle. Each of my heads have twice the verts of my body because the face tracking and stuff. Ooh. So I never thought of starting with the box. Well, my favorite thought process is not just a box, but a square. So if you have a square, what happens when you subdivide that? You get this. You get an octagon. So point, 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 point. Boom, 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 boom. Point, point, point. So from 4 to 8, and then eventually to 16. It just becomes more and more circular. But eventually you just get, if you keep doing this forever, you know, you get a perfect circle. And so anytime you look at something that's circular, you can actually understand that it is a box fundamentally. And the same is true from a box to a sphere. You know, the same thought process. Not much of a sphere there, but anyway. So when I'm thinking about fingers and eyes and anything that I know needs to be circular, when I'm thinking of the very low poly version, I'm just thinking, I can't draw with that. Come on. I'm just thinking squares for the face. Anyway. Not as simple as that, but it's always a good starting point. How to say you started Roblox without saying you started Roblox? I think there's a. I think VR chat and Roblox are quite similar. I've never played Roblox, but I'm a big fan of any creator economy. Even though Roblox is really the game studio behind Roblox has really fucked over some people. But now I have to assume that by saying that, you started in Roblox. That's not judgment. I think you anywhere you start is perfectly fine. Started Marvelous. We're going to school for 3D art then? Excuse me. Now, one at my company wanted to learn, so they stuck me with it. That's pretty cool. I know. I know it's used pretty extensively in the fashion industry now. I actually don't know if it started in the video game industry or the fashion industry. I guess there's probably a lot of overlap there, or more overlap than I thought. I would think video games, because who knows? Not me. Not me. The history of 3D fashion is as short as it is boring. I don't know what to make of that. Do you think fashion's pretty interesting. Really depends on the I guess yeah, I do want this one to be lower. It's probably Epic or Nvidia doesn't buy MD because I think they just might. Perhaps. I know Unreal's already working on a lot of their own cloth simulation solvers and things like that. There's a lot of emphasis on using like neural networks to quickly simulate cloth. I think they came out, or no, cloth. They did I think it was the muscle, some sort of muscle simulator that could run in real time and gave like good deformation and stuff. It's cementing itself as the clothing standard, though. I would think so. There's nothing that really comes close. Yeah, there really isn't. UE has a partnership with MD. If it continues, they might just eat them. Oh. I think that was the trend over the last few years, but now seeing like companies like Unity really struggling and a lot of layoffs in the video game industry. I don't know how bullish companies are right now on like purchasing other companies and stuff. Because the metaverse idea definitely has really fallen off because VR is not like super comfortable for most people. And I love VR. It kind of pains me to say that, but I just think for the average gamer, uh, it's just not as comfortable. Like it just takes a lot of setup, difficult. You have to actually get up and move around, and it's not as relaxing. It's not a very relaxing experience a lot of the time. Which is why I think VR chat it does so well, because that is probably the only like social VR is relaxing because you can sit down. Unity knows what they did to struggle. Oh, the VR is not completely plug and play like the console. It's hard to think it'll be widely adopted. I do think that probably some sort of augmented reality experience will get more popular than VR. Or maybe I should say, I think that in order for VR to get popular, augmented reality has to become popular first. Basically, just headsets have to be super light. Like they need to feel like they're wearing glasses. Or like the Quest 3 is a lot more intriguing to me because I can like feel like I'm actually sitting in my home doing stuff. And everything I'm doing digitally is just overlaid in the world. That's really compelling. Um, go the other way. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Come on, Beyond 2. Not to all the artists. I know, right? That would be amazing. My odds are who knows? Who knows? I really feel like I want to go and I have yet to actually try a Apple headset. The what's it called again? Vision. All right, time for food and movie. Have a nice rest of your day and a good weekend. Same to you, Arctic. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your movie. We'll catch you Monday. There's a good chance I'll stream this weekend, at least Saturday, so I might be around then. But either way, probably see you Monday. Oh, we do have both kidneys, so yeah, no Apple Vision. Something broke. This here. I want this to go straight across, right? Basically from here to here. That. Yeah, I basically think VR is only going to become super, super popular when you can consider replacing your computer monitor with it. And until then, it's probably just going to be for enthusiasts. Have they hinted that they're working on any other headset? I don't think I've seen anything. I'm gonna replace my monitors, but goddamn, would it have to be really light to be strapped to my head the whole day? 100%. We're gonna try a second one since the first got some DIY eye tracking mods by enthusiasts. Not look much better. Okay. I think I'm just kind of going in circles right now. It's still wired, but small price pay to have infinite monitors. Enough. I don't want to mess around with this anymore. Probably gonna bake just fine too. Hello, Nova. How goes your day? Sorry to yawn. Or whatever that was. I think that was a yawn. Random screaming. What is that? Where does this go? Oh, balls. Not cut off. Oh. Oh, my knee. It's a bit of a bummer. It's got disconnected. Well, at least it's an easy fix. I can really feel myself slowing down right now. Definitely a Friday. Let me say that. Nice. Beautiful. Looks very good. Is there a way to re-auto weight certain bones without influencing other bones on the body? Yes, you can. If you're in weight painting mode, so we have our character here, and I was weight painting. So I have my rig selected, and then I'm selecting my mesh, and then I go into weight paint mode. By doing that, I can access my bones while I'm weight painting, and then I can just select the bone with Alt-click. And if I wanted to re-weight just this one, I believe I can do weight from bones, automatic, and that should only do that one. Just to double check. Yeah. So as long as you do it with it selected, because if I wanted to do all of them, I wouldn't do it in weight paint mode. I would just select Control P automatic weights with everything. Wait, you rig a character for UV unwrapping and mirroring the mesh. Correct. I have the base character that I have is already rigged, unwrapped, and has the topology that I want. So I have like a base template that I've made for myself. So frequently I still end up redoing quite a bit of it. It's at least a starting point. Does that answer your question, Nova? Sounds good. Good luck. Good luck with your unwrapping. Confusion, I live in it. Are you confused about my body here, my template? We're doing good. 18,000 triangles right now. Very good. Not even wrapping, it's still the rigging works. Never knew you could do that. The as long as you're not deleting vertices, like I can extrude vertices, I can loop cut, I can dissolve. So things start breaking when you delete things, but you can still work with a lot of meshes. Or even, for example, like the legs here, or the feet. Like the feet I had to make custom for this character because it was just easier that way. So I made these custom feet, but the upper leg was already UV unwrapped. So it's like once I added the lower section and then I unwrapped it, it just automatically snaps into position. I still have to pin it and move it around, but you can play with things pretty in a relatively straightforward way for the most part. But yeah, there's not really a correct way to do things. There's comfortable ways, but there's ways that are familiar to you or to any creator preferences. But you can do whatever you want, really. course, you can always find new ways to break things. All right. We're going to switch over to our robot now. Yeah. You say that, but the people in UE always yell at me about doing things the inefficient way. I would say it's more that they have a pipeline in mind. It's like if I had someone work for me and they didn't use my pipeline or were doing things in a way that didn't work with my pipeline, then that's inefficient for me. But you can really just make up whatever you want. Oops. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our transformer character for a little while. Let's continue chipping away at bullets modeling. This one I'm not using a base for because because of the body is so hard surface, there's not really a good starting point. So the base body template stuff really only works with certain designs. Let me send a message really quick. All right, so I'm hesitant to give too much depth to our little box here. Actually cut that out and make it match. I do want to add something, so I think I'm gonna restart this. I'm gonna make a mesh plane. I'm gonna put it right. What? Please snap to my cursor. Other. Snap to face. Okay. I have to bed. Thanks for everything, bro. Same to you, Kabar. Enjoy your day. Get some good rest. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for hanging out this week. Bye. Bye, Kabar. Bye. All right. Now that we've made that, then I'll do our little indent and extrude it. Then I'll take. Absolutely, Kabar. See you later. Bye. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Hmm. Oh. I really like this paneling here. I wonder if I could think of a simple way to make that. Say edge selection to curve. And we'll go ahead and delete the geometry that doesn't match our named attribute, the attribute of edge. We want to compare. We want to compare it by saying, if you're greater than this, then we keep you. Less than. It's not quite what I wanted. Or how about equal 1? I feel like it should include this edge right here. I guess if I did that, removed it, and we get that, that's still bad. I guess I could turn off the subdivision, move this up here. Oh, maybe I should switch this to edge. There we go. That's what I thought I would get. Oh yeah. Okay, so now we've got that. We deleted the geometry. We're going to join geometry right here. We still want the hull. But now we can go ahead and say mesh to curve, and then curve to mesh. Curve to mesh. Profile will use a square or circle, curved circle of 4. The resolution will be small. We're going to switch this up a little bit. We're going to deselect these ones. Don't want the edge, just want these ones. And then we'll also delete the geometry, and we would like edge neighbor that is equal to 2. We want those ones. So I select those ones, but actually not those ones. Delete everyone's but those. And then we'll do join that. And that. Okay, now there's not like a little gap there. A little gap. Oh, and then here's that radius. Cool. And then like that. That looks cool. Why do that? Now I can adjust it, and I still get to keep it. Because it's really annoying to have to redo it all the time. Awesome. The difficult part with hard body surfaces, especially ones like these, is simply that there's gaps. The question is, what do you do with the gaps? What do you do with the gaparoo? It's a somewhat challenging question. This one does actually have little gears. I guess we want something like that. Right? And why is this one weird? So I guess we want that gear edge because it looks cool. And we'll give these a little bit more detail too. We'll kind of indent them, extrude them in a little, because that's cool. And then on this side, what we'll do is we'll assign this to a group. Oh, someone's playing music. Okay. Scared me. I think the simplest way to do that would be, we're going to call this inner ring. Assign them. And we'll go to GeoNode. Call this gear. Hello, Fat Yoshi. Welcome back. I feel like only autistic people become engineers. It certainly does take a type. Self-selecting. Are you an Are you an engineer? Sorry, maybe maybe that came across as rude. Yeah, just do not equal. Back first time here, Mandem. Uh, Man, there's someone else named Fat Yoshi I was talking to a while back. Maybe it was a PH. Now I'm a high school student currently learning AP Chem, AP Bio, AP Math, AP English, non-speaking English country. AP gangbanging. The extracurricular. Curve to mesh. Actually, and then an instance. Curve to points. So I get my bread and all that because we tell you combining chemicals does not pay much. All depends on the chemicals. We're going to take this and sample the nearest surface for the normal. And we're going to give it as a vector to here. I guess we're going to do align Euler to vector. That should be doing something. Anything. There we go. There's some movement at least. I guess we want not in the rotation, but in the vector slot. And still should be doing something. It's talking mad. Now you make chloroform kidnap people for ransom. Already know how you is, fam. Wild. Wild, wild. Are you sure you want Fat Yoshi, the one making the train? There was a Fat Yoshi I was talking to that was working on modeling a train set. Screaming about trains. Oh, I have the normal here. Hey, there we go. Ain't modeling none. Ain't modeling none. Delicious, delicious none. Oh, well, now we got the normal. We still have to align it to the normal. And like this goes into a vector. It goes into a rotation. I want an instance. What I oh there, still the points. Metadome model. Not for everyone. It's fun though, but sometimes I'd rather just be playing games. There's this saying I say a lot here, which is like, you teach someone to play a game, they'll have fun for a day. And then if you teach someone to make a game, they'll never have fun again. You do the dumb VR chat gang monkeys who pull up people's IPs. I don't think so. I make a lot of stuff for VR chat. I really don't spend that much time in it though. It's kind of a shame. Oh, that moved it. I want it on auto. Playing VR chat, right? The stream is live. Oh, I'm making avatars for people. So I make people commission me to make characters for them. So right now we're working on this Transformers guy, right here. So kind of VR chat related. I'm always torn between putting a VR chat or the art channel. So I'm like right on the fence between them. There should be a way to make a move. Oh, can I? Ah, ha, 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 there we go. Okay, that's way easier than I did last time. Well, not to bear chats, my friend pulled their shit. Look at what? And then we want to join the geometry with here. Yeah, like that. And then I can go ahead and I can get the length of the curve and divide it by the amount of instances and then use that to scale them. That would be cool because then it'd always fit properly. Like that. 0.06.05. Or do I want the amount of instances length? So I get the mesh and I say bounding box. Then I say we get the curve and we want the spline length. Bro, I don't think YouTube allows links. I don't think anyone on YouTube has been able to post a link there. But I trust you. You doing your thing? You doing your posting stuff from your friend? And then we can get the minimum and the maximum. That's quite the name. And then we'll take the x and we'll subtract it from each other. We have the minimum x, minimum y. And so this gives us a distance. And then we want to divide the length, divide the length by the little distance. And that should be the amount of points that we want. That didn't seem to work. Well, if you're doxing someone, I would appreciate if you're not sharing someone's personal info, no matter what. I think it's kind of makes me feel weird. Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's not really what I'm here about. I talked to my friends, showed them what's up anyways. I'll stop with that. All right. Well, I appreciate that. All right, so I have the length. On the X axis. So the size should get a bounding box, then we subtract. Oh, let's have these backwards. I want to subtract the max from the min. So then we divide by the length. Okay. Hmm. Ooh, I think I just broke it. Shit. Uh, whoopsies. Balls. When did I last save? This is part of NRP. I got the dude called IP Man. So we all have to get my friend's stuff. So my friend got his stuff. We still laugh about it. Dang, internet warfare. Wild. I think I just crashed my program. Balls. Excuse me. The real question is, when did I save last? Because that's really when things get tough. Oh, good. Okay, not that far. Um, can we set like a clamp? Is that possible? Clamp. Let's see. 200. That way I don't explode my program. All right. Um, that doesn't seem to be working. Interesting. Actual internet warfare IDK knows an actual war going on between multiple groups right now that I'm a part of. So I made my own group called the Middlemen for people who don't want to participate in all that BS. Oh, interesting. That's wild. Is it when you say that, is that VR, centered in VR chat or doo -doo -doo. I just have the one. I do distance instead. Or I guess I would want to maximum, or what's they call it? Absolute value. Then feed that in here. Just so I'm not getting any negative values. That's probably what it was. Oh, fuck it. Crashed it again. Oh, it's the moment I hit 0. Because I'm dividing. Yeah, I'm actually hitting the divide by 0 error. That's so funny. Well, then it's definitely crashing. Okay. All in VR chat shit is wild. Basically, a bunch of people dox each other, ban each other, exposing each other, crashing each other, swatting each other, getting other people's accounts deleted and banned. Bro broke the universe. Round 2 of breaking my own computer. Well, while everyone else is fighting each other, I'm fighting my computer. I did divide by 0. Unfortunately, Blender doesn't like that, as it turns out. So I guess I need to also set a There's gotta be a simpler way than that. It has to be right though. I get the value, I get the distance, then I divide it. Everything happened all at once, bro. People docked SWAT and one dude. I help expose child lover and screenshot slurs. All type of stuff and actual people behind screen. Being an actual real life danger because that dude banned me from that server. Wild. All I want to do is make avatars. Vertexes. If I turn amount of vertices there. Okay, I think we're getting off track with making it like this. Let's just do the amount right now. If I do, man, I really want that to work. Maybe I should go the other way. That'd be simpler. Take the count, divide it by the length, and feed that into the size. Then it can never be 0. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So make it a value, drop it here. We'll take the count, take the length, divide by the count, and then create a combine with 0.01. That goes here. Should save. Say 4. Now I guess we wouldn't be changing the X size then. We would be changing the, let's see, the Y? No, the Z. Okay, so we'd be changing the Z. Gotcha. Yes, there we go. Haha! Feel like a server. Looks like a scene from Oppenheimer where you're not gonna lie, it's all beyond me, but you can't get people's IPs and locations 30 seconds to be in the same lobby with you, so each has their own skills, I guess. Oh yeah, I mean, certainly there is a I'm very intrigued by the is there like an internet drama? Is there a YouTube channel I can go check out this drama on? Get some popcorn. Oh, I could take the bounding box of the geometry, the input geometry. Geometry. That. X is this way, so we want the X value again. Really need to make a node for getting the bounding box size. I really need to start making a list of all the nodes that I'm creating. That would be even more useful. Nodes, getting the bounding box target dimension. Distance. There we go. So I take them in. Take the max. Then we take this one. We subtract the min from the max. And then this should be our y value. Or sorry, our I guess our x value. Yeah. Okay, and that way it's always the same size. Cool. We'll actually multiply it by, or I guess, yeah, we could just subtract 0.01, 0, 5 or something. And that way it's always the same. And if I scale it up, oh, how cool is that? Fuck yeah. All right. Pleased with that. Huh. That's very satisfying, honestly. All right, let's set the material. Although that may have taken a little bit longer, I still feel like it's worth it because it's like, odds are I was going to change that gear pattern again. And now I just have a thing that does it for me. Just an old ass channel called Mr. Hellgas, but that's 2 years old. And propaganda from Killzone. Yeah, it's been forever since I thought of that game. Nothing to do with the current situation. Gotcha. Cool. This worked out well. I think we'll realize the instances there, so it's just a solid object. And then we can actually bevel again. It looks really good. It looks really good. Group wars are all based on Killzone. What? That's wild. Do you mean like it's like the Killzone fandom fighting, or that they are just themed after Killzone? Cool. Basically, due to Rosari controlled a huge family club. Sorry, as part of them. Some people left because some dumbass called Mercer convinced like I could leave by doxing. Gotcha. Still thinking like, okay, gotcha. So the community, I see. And then someone started doxing. He who doxes first. One second, be right back. All right, I'm back. Never started Doctor People left, right. People's pets, and then he's the original Doxer. Strange. Wild stuff. Needs to be like a battle report. I bet you could make a living just doing a YouTube channel talking about that. That's funny. Don't judge me. I'm just a simple man. I'm just a simple man. This time at 5:30, it's actually past my usual ending streaming point. So I'm probably gonna wrap up right now. But I will be back. Let's see. It's a weekend, so I'll be back Monday. I don't know if you'll still be up for sharing the drama then. But actually, the platform, I'm the most unbiased person in this entire thing. Yeah, you should do like a Twitter, one of those Twitter exposés. I'm saying add me on VRChat, FatYoshi23. My name's just the same on VRChat, just Sam Dutter. I'm not on there super often though, so no guarantees. But I appreciate you entertaining my stream with me with the with the lore. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up right here for our work today. Thank you again for coming by, Fat Yoshi, and everyone else that's out there right now. I hope you all having a good Friday. Again, I will be back. I might stream Saturday, but most likely I'll be back Monday, and we'll be back to doing a bunch of commissions and stuff. We got a lot to do. We got 3 commissions we're juggling right now. But again, thank you all for hanging out. Can't find it, but we're sure, Bob. Absolutely. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens, Yoshi. Enjoy some peace and quiet. But I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy your day. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Bye.